Hey guys, Dr. Justin Marchegiani here. Today we're going to be talking about blood sugar cravings and kind of give you my functional medicine perspective on that and how you can fix those cravings. We'll kind of dive in. I'll look at under the hood, the kind of physiology, what I think is happening and what you can do to actually resolve it, not just symptomatically, but really to get it from the root cause perspective. All right, guys, thanks for diving in. Appreciate it. Thumbs up. Give me your comments down below. I'd love to see it. Make sure you sub as well to get access to more of this great content. So, first off, why do you have blood sugar cravings? In my career, there's a handful of just commonalities that tend to go, repeat itself over and over and over. There's palliative nutrient support we can do supplementally that will help with cravings. There's diet strategies, lifestyle strategies, lots of different things that can really move the needle on that. I'll kind of give you my take overall. So out of the gate here, let me just give you a couple things out of the gate. So big thing out of the gate is blood sugar dysregulation. When your blood sugar is going up and down all day long, every time your blood sugar goes up high, you're peaking and you're making lots of hormones. You're surging insulin. And then when you oversurge insulin, your blood sugar can crash down low. And we call this a reactive hypoglycemic response. The blood sugar is going up so fast, just like a roller coaster does. It goes up so fast and then it crashes down. You get all the butterflies and the exhilaration. Same thing on the way down with your blood sugar. This is where you have adrenaline. This is where you have cortisol. And so then this is going to now create cravings. Because when your blood sugar crashes, these stress hormones are going to cause you to want to crave more. Why? Because natural stress adaptation was your body takes cortisol, it mobilizes glucose, and that glucose is there so you can run, fight, or flee. The difference is we don't need to mobilize glucose to run, fight, or flee per se, because we're not running for our life. It's someone cut us off in traffic. Oh, we're stressed because of work. The cravings, that the stressors that we have now from a prehistoric standpoint aren't the same. We needed that glucose to run, to fight, to get away, to save our life. Now, we don't really need that glucose. Like I'm sitting in my car, I'm pissed off because the person in front of me flipped me off and cut me off. Do I really need that glucose surging for me to finish driving home? Not really, right? So a lot of our stressors today, we have this maladapted stress response, which for probably tens of thousands, however long we've been around, has served us well because that energy source helped us get away from whatever was happening. Now it doesn't. It really doesn't for the most part, unless you're playing in a sport of some sort. And so essentially what's happening here is we have to manage that. And so the key thing out of the gate is we have to make sure our blood sugar is not constantly going up and down. I call this reactive hypoglycemia. Blood sugar goes up, our body reacts, drops it down, and then it drops it down. The faster it goes up, the faster and the lower it comes down. That's going to create cravings. That's going to create adrenaline issues and adrenal issues. So adrenal issues meaning it's going to negatively impact cortisol over a chronic time frame. If you do this for years, I can tell you most patients I see, when you run a full history of like, tell me about your diet 10 years ago, 15 years ago, most of the time you're going to see processed carbs, sugar, very low protein and fat to start the day. That starts you on a blood sugar roller coaster because then now you have cravings that are coming about from this blood sugar roller coaster ride you're on. And that's going to dictate what you choose for lunch. And that's going to dictate what you choose for dinner. And then if you're someone who's uneducated, let's say you're a kid, right, who just kind of goes at the whims of what they're craving. Oh, I want sugar, right? They get it, right? And they literally live their life on a blood sugar roller coaster. My kids who are educated, who we teach them and we provide them only good stuff, they still have these cravings, right? And so we have to educate them and start their day off with some eggs and some sausage or some coconut yogurt and collagen, right? We try to do just simple, easy things that start the day with good protein, good fat, because that stabilizes the blood sugar. So the more you can snake your blood sugar along, proteins and fats being the foundation, you adjust the carbs according to your metabolic type. Are you at a good weight? Do you like your weight that you're at? Are you going to be more active? Is it post-workout? If you need to lose weight, we go more to fruits. We go more to non-starchy vegetables, and any fruits are going to be more on the low sugar, low glycemic side. And if we're more active and we're already pretty good shape, pretty lean, pretty good muscle, then we may add in more starchy carbs. And then if you're going to do more carbs, you backload them, tend to do more of those starches at night. Now, amino acids can also be helpful because serotonin and dopamine are important satiation signals in the brain that tell us we're full, that tell us we feel good, that kind of knock down cravings. And so we can come in there and add in 5-HTP and B6. We can come in there and add tyrosine to bump up these amino acids in our brain, in our body, that cross our blood-brain barrier, that convert to neurotransmitters. And that's going to send satiation signals and make us feel good. And so you can use amino acids supplementally. I mean, Julia Ross has talked all day long about this in her Mood Cure book, all about aminos. But again, 5-HTP, B6 is an important cofactor. So anytime I talk about 5-HTP or tryptophan or tyrosine, phenylalanine, or L-DOPA, we're talking about it with B6. It's an important cofactor. Of course, there's some other nutrients in there like calcium and vitamin C and folate and B12. So I always would recommend these nutrients with a let's just say a good multi in the background, and of course a good whole food template, keeping the macros intact. These amino acids can be very powerful at managing these blood sugar swings. Now, meal timing is important because we talk about snaking our blood sugar along, right? So if we start the day, right, 30 grams of protein in the first 30 minutes, awaking is a really good rule of thumb. And then we eat every 4 to 5 hours, every 4 to 5 hours. And that allows our blood sugar to go up a little bit, come back down around lunchtime, 4 to 5 hours later, and then we eat and then we snake it along just like that all day long. This is key. This is going to allow us to, one, be a little bit more fat adaptive because we're not eating and grazing throughout the day. That's the worst thing you can do. Anytime you eat, you are making little bits of insulin. When you're surging insulin, it's going to block hormone-sensitive lipase and a lot of your lipolytic hormones that cause you to break down fat into free fatty acids and burn it, and also burn fat on your body. So it's going to impact that. And so you want to eat a meal, go 4 to 5 hours. Now, if you're healthier, you can definitely skip breakfast, or you can do a lower protein meal, 20 grams or less, and keep the mTOR down. So you're kind of having some anti-aging strategies and you're still getting the cellular autophagy effects of fasting. So you can keep your mTOR down. That's what I do. I try to keep my collagen around 20 grams of protein in my coffee and MCT in the morning. This is a great strategy to still have the anti-aging benefits, still have some protein, some fat, get some ketones going. Ketones, when you keep your proteins and fats up, especially proteins moderate in the morning, 20 or less, and your fats up, you're going to really start to surge a lot more ketones in your bloodstream, which is going to tell your brain you're full, you're satiated. And so that starts your day out so you don't have cravings. When you don't have cravings, you're able to use your frontal cortex to pick your food and plan out your meal versus kind of have a brainstem reflex of like, oh, I want sweets. So you can think more and you can be more in control of your appetite when you have good meal timing. So 4 to 5 hours is pretty good. Start your day with a really good breakfast. That's going to be key. 30 grams of protein in the first 30 minutes. Again, if you want some of the mTOR benefits, you can do the 20 grams of collagen in your coffee with some fats. Some good ketogenic fats are going to be excellent. That's going to start your day with good low cravings, spitting out those ketones. Ketones have a natural appetite suppressant quality to them. Nutrient density. There's something to be said for the fact that your body is going to crave food until it gets the nutrients it needs. This is the reason why you can eat lots of calories today, but not get a lot of nutrients. So I only care about calories if we're getting enough nutrition in them, because if we're low calorie, that means we're probably low nutrition, if you will. And so nutrient density matters. This is where organic food comes in, like good, healthy, grass-fed beef, pasture-fed eggs. I had Joel Salatin on my podcast years back, and he would send his eggs to the lab, his organic pasture-fed eggs, and they would have 20 times more folate than the conventional eggs. So there's something to be said for your brain is basically looking at the nutrients coming in and the food coming in. Oh, I ate this egg or this beef, and hey, it's got 80% less nutrients because it's conventional. Do you think your body's going to say, hey, send satiation signals, or should I keep the satiation low, keep the appetite high so we can get more food / more nutrients in? The latter, I think. I think the body's going to keep the satiation low, the cravings up, so you continue to bring more and more food in there. I would also say, too, the body's timing or satiation signal is a little slow. It's about 10 to 20 minutes slow. You have to know that. So you create a reasonable meal based on what you know you need calorically or / nutritionally. And then you eat that food and you give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to let your brain kind of reset and calibrate. When you're eating protein, you get lots of good satiation signals like peptide YY, adiponectin, cholecystokinin for liver gallbladder function. These signals take a little bit of time to feed back to the brain, to the transverse lateral nucleus of the hypothalamus to say, hey, I'm full. Take some time. And so you need to give yourself that 5 to 10 minutes after you eat your meal, chew your food up fully, right? About 30 chews, oatmeal-like consistency is pretty good. Making sure malabsorption, you're able to absorb. Chew your food up really well. If you just eat goblets of protein, like chew, swallow, not good. Get your chews in there, oatmeal-like consistency, get your enzymes and acids in there if you're eating more protein, if you have any gut issues, because the malabsorption matters. So really important. kind of stringing everything together. Malabsorption, if you have gut bugs or SIBO or other tummy issues, or you're chronically bloated or nauseous, these can impact your appetite. So you got to make sure you have good enzymes and acids, good food choices, good anti-inflammatory, good protein, good fats. Then we make sure we add in hydrochloric acid or enzymes, or look deeper under the hood. Is there any gut bugs or stressors under the hood that could be impacting your digestion? So these are good things to look at so you can get to the root. So from a functional medicine standpoint, blood sugar dysregulation. In summary, the more you snake your blood sugar up like this and create this reactive hypoglycemic roller coaster, okay, you're going to have problems. Reactive hypoglycemic roller coaster, big problems. You want good proteins and fats, and then you can adjust the macronutrients on the carb side according to your activity level, your metabolic type, how much extra weight you have, or are you at a good weight? And then you can adjust it accordingly. The closer to your weight, you can do more carbs, more starch, more fruit. The farther away, less carbs, less starch, less fruit, more non-starchy vegetables. Amino acids play a big role, right? 5-HTP, serotonin, tyrosine, dopamine play a big role in satiating signals to the brain. So eat protein, but also you can supplement it on top of that. 100 to 300, 100 to 400 milligrams of 5-HTP with B6 at around 30 or so milligrams. Tyrosine anywhere between 3,000 to 6,000 milligrams is a good starting point. Put a good multi in the background. I'll put links below to specific products I use with patients for the last decade and a half. Again, I think it's the different names are going to be Dopa Replete or Dopa Replete Plus and Serotonin Replete. Good multi in the background. Again, fish oil can be helpful too. All excellent things. Meal timing. Do not skip breakfast. Breakfast that's like it's like the turning point of the day. It's like the cornerstone, right? It's like when you build something, you have the cornerstone. That's the first part, and everything comes off of that. It's the cornerstone of your day is a good, solid breakfast, 30 grams of protein in that first 30 minutes of waking, at least that first hour. Now, again, if you're healthier and you're already lean, can you do intermittent fasting? Can you do lower protein types of strategies? Yes, you can. Again, this video is more people that are struggling with cravings. If you're struggling with cravings, you want to start the day with that good 30 grams of protein, good fats, go 4 to 5 hours. And again, one little, I would say, pearl, if I put it on the meal timing side, if we go back to my little chart here, we go on the meal timing side, where people mess up meal timing, and I actually have followed to it as well, because here it is, 8:30 p.m. my time. I have not had my dinner yet. I took my kids to their little CrossFit workout, took them home, got them, cleaned up, brushed their teeth, put them to bed. I'm like, I got to do a video. I come back down to my office, crank out this video. I'm going to go get my air bike, my Echo Rogue air bike. I'm going to do a 10-minute interval, and then I'm going to eat at 8:45. It's a little bit late, right? So I got my lunch at 1:30, 2 o'clock, my dinner too late, 6-7 hour gap. Because I had good protein and good fat at dinner and I'm pretty keto adapted, I can manage that, right? It's not my normal routine. But if you go 6-7 hours between, let's say, lunch and dinner, that could throw you off and create a ton of cravings at dinner time. And this is where you gotta remember that, right? If you go too long, most people mess up. They go too long between lunch and dinner. They'll have lunch, let's say, at noon or 1. They'll do all their workout stuff, all their family obligations, kids' practices, come home. Maybe they eat at 7. And now they have a 2-hour gap, 2-hour longer period between lunch and dinner. And that may create cravings. And they may want to go back and have dessert an hour or 2 later. Now, if that happens, really simple. I just plan out a good dessert. I'll have my magic spoon or some kind of a keto cereal, or I'll have some high quality dark chocolate, or I'll have some coconut yogurt and some berries and some cinnamon. So I just try to plan out in my head, like, what are my 3 desserts that I'm going to have an hour later that are going to have some good protein, some good fat, maybe a little bit of sweet, but the sweet will be down kind of low from a glycemic sugar standpoint. So I hope that helps, guys. And then, of course, nutrient density. That means organic food quality. Stay away from the pesticides, the GMOs, all that stuff. That's going to wreck the topsoil, and that's going to impact the nutrient density in the foods, all the chemicals. So make sure it's clean, good food quality. Get your gut working. Add in enzymes and acids if you need. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know. There'll be links down below. We'll have links to the specific supplements I'm talking about and anything else for coordinates to reach out and schedule with myself and my team. There'll be links down below where you can reach out and schedule on the functional medicine side if you want to dive in deeper. Again, the big things you got to look at are going to be the adrenals. Chronic blood sugar up and down is going to create adrenal stress. Got to look there. Maybe even thyroid too. And then definitely at the gut, especially if there's absorption things. Got to look there as well. Let me hit some questions with you guys here. All right. Yeah, big struggle. It's like cocaine, says someone here in the chat. This is true. They've done rat studies where they've offered rats like cocaine or Oreo cookies, and they will go after the Oreos every time. And so, You want to manage your blood sugar. Cravings don't happen in a nutshell. They happen because you did not win the day. You win the day by starting your day out right. How you start the day is you hydrate, you get your electrolytes, you get your good blood sugar stability, your good nutrients. You time up your lunch. If you can hit breakfast and hit your morning in stride, you're going to do great. Now, you want to go do intermittent fasting or that stuff, it's fine. That's a whole different video though. What's your opinion on Deplin? How much more of a higher dose than over-the-counter folate? Oh yeah, Deplin. That's the pharmaceutical grade like folate. Here's my opinion on it. You just use an activated folate. Like in all my lines, we use LMTHF folate, which is going to be an activated folate. You can also use a calcium folinate, where it's kind of one step downstream from folic acid. In case you have an MTHFR issue, it's already converted, already activated. Eat your green vegetables, eat your high quality grass-fed meat. You'll be fine. If you need more on top of that, get a good organic acid test. See how your FIGLU, 4-aminoglutamate, your methylmalonic acid, see how those B vitamin markers are doing. Questions. Any tips for preparing for an MRI? Nah, I don't really have any tips per se. I'm not sure how much radiation or oxidative stress an MRI would cause. I know like a CAT scan or an X-ray obviously would create oxidative stress due to the radiation. An MRI, I'm not sure. It can't hurt to bump up with NAC and glycine. Those two nutrients are very powerful for oxidative stress. I did a video last month on that. Can't hurt to get some extra vitamin C, curcumin, and all your glutathione building blocks in there. Cannot hurt. Any NAD as well, nicotinamide, adenosine dinucleotide. Favorite CGM? Yeah, I mean, honestly, CGMs are good if like you really need to, you're having some serious blood sugar issues and you need that accountability. If not, just get a good blood sugar meter. Here's the reason why. I can pretty much eat a meal and I can be like, my blood sugar is going to be this, this, and this. Fasting 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. I can just tell you, because once you've have a pattern of how you eat, how you move, and you've tested a couple dozen times, you're going to know I got about a hand worth of protein. My carbs are mostly vegetables. I'm going to have a palm worth of starch, and I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk after my meal. My blood sugar is going to be 115. 1 hour after a meal, back to around 100, and then back at 95, 3 hours. You can kind of know. And so starting off, I think it's okay to get a CGM. I have one down there. You got the Freestyle Libre and the Dexcom. The Dexcom is nice because you can calibrate it. Freestyle Libre, not so much, but they're both good. Those are the two big ones on the market. So you don't have a ton of options. Those are the biggies. And then the Keto Mojo is nice. I like it because you got an app that you can plug into on your phone. It Bluetooths to your phone. And also you can log in on the website and you can see everything graphed. So you can be like, all right, I'm going to do a fasting. Boom. I'm going to do a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. Have it connect to your phone. Go log in online and you can see it graphed out. So it's kind of nice to have that graphing aspect for you. So hope that makes sense, guys. All right. You have questions, you want to dive in, look underneath the hood. Look at the adrenals. That's super important. If you have insulin markers or insulin issues, check out that fasting insulin. The higher that insulin is and the more inflamed you are, you may have to keep those carbs lower, especially in the first half of the day. I always want to start my day out very keto adapted. Which means I'm allowing my body to start burning body fat, burn fat. That's the key. So I haven't eaten in 7 hours, so I'm going to go do my kind of modified Tabata. I got my Rogue Echo bike. Love air bikes, by the way. Those things are like, man. So I'll do 30 seconds as fast as I can, get it up to like maybe 350 amps, 30 seconds, and then rest for 30. 30 on, 30 off, 30 on, 30 off, 30 on, 8 sets, 10 minutes. And that is pretty powerful. Usually my heart rate halfway through, I'm up to like 175 a minute, which is good. Get my heart rate up there, let it get back down, let it get adapted. These are good strategies. And again, if your blood sugar, you're having issues after a meal, do a 5 or 10 minute walk. You'll drop your blood sugar 10 points in a 10-minute walk sometimes by just moving those muscles. So good strategies, guys. All right. If you enjoyed today's video, please let me know in the comments. Love to see it. You want help, you want to dive in deeper. I see patients worldwide. On the functional medicine side, there'll be links down below where you can reach out. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Take care.